Let's talk about the secret that MrBeast used to become the megastar that he is today. If you've ever wanted to get better at literally anything, YouTube, school, life, work, hobbies, anything, this video should hit. Because we're gonna talk about how just trying to improve a little bit each time can change everything. And again, this doesn't have to only apply to YouTube. This principle can apply to so many different things across your entire life. And the first thing that we need to discuss is the lie of accidental success. Do you ever hear people see someone who's successful and say that they just got lucky? Well, most of the time, that's absolutely not true at all. So since the video topic is about MrBeast, his first video was one of the worst Minecraft videos you would ever lay your eyes upon. And if he kept posting videos with that same quality, he would have had no reason to blow up. Which brings us to the first point, which is that he didn't blow up. It was more of a build-up, slowly, video by video, but people don't like to hear that answer. They want to believe that they can put in mediocre effort, go to sleep one night, and wake up the next morning with significant results. Well, let me burst your bubble really quickly and tell you that that is probably not gonna happen. And so MrBeast's mindset is the real cheat code behind everything. His success wasn't random because he handcrafted it over years. And so the second you stop believing that someone can get overnight success while putting in a little bit of effort is the second that you can start to build something that actually lasts. So let's dive a little bit deeper into what has really set MrBeast apart, which is that he is obsessed with getting better in every single video. He doesn't just post videos to post and collect a paycheck. He posts and then thinks about what he could possibly do in the next video to make it an even better product. He probably says stuff like, what could I have done better? Can I start making better thumbnails? Well, let me work on that for the next video. Was my video pacing a little too slow? Well, let me make my next one faster. Are my intros losing people's interest? Well, let me cut those down. You need to remember to always learn, and always try and tweak your methods to become even better, and always ask, how do I make the next one better? Being obsessed with constant improvement is one factor that separates the good from the great. Most people will upload and just move on. Most people will turn in their exam and just move on. Most people will clock in for their 9 to 5 and just move on. But the great ones always think about how they can continue to level up even higher. Another thing that people acknowledge but don't actually apply it to themselves is the definition of insanity. You've most probably heard before that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Here's the thing, people know that, but they don't actually do anything about it. They make a video, and then it flops, and then they just try and do the exact same thing over and over again and hope that it works the next time. If you do that, then by definition, you are insane. But what MrBeast does is that he doesn't just post and hope for the best. He treats every failure as a lesson. Failing lets you find out what you're doing wrong and how you can work on it better for the next time. But if you're not actually learning from your failures and analyzing your failures, then you're literally just failing for the love of the game. Every time he posted, he was actively looking for ways to improve, no matter how small they might be. Because it's not about getting views, it's always about getting better. If you continue to get better, the views will come. If you continue to get better, the promotion and raises will come. If you continue to get better, your GPA will go higher. Every single time. So if you're just posting content, or doing literally anything where you want to get better results, and you're not actually looking at how you can do better, then you're just gonna stay right where you are. And one of the best ways to make sure that you don't stay right where you are is called the 1% rule. This is the secret that a lot of people completely overlook. Getting just 1% better every single day can actually make you 37 times better by the end of the year. You don't have to make massive changes overnight. If you make little improvements day by day, every single day consistently, then those little changes compound over time again into a 37 times better version of yourself by the end of the year. And we don't need to quantify it. We don't need to say, hey guys, my New Year's resolution is that I'm gonna be 37 times better by the end of 2025. You don't have to think of it that way because not all results are quantifiable. But you have to think of it in a way that you don't need to make a earth-shattering, life-changing decision every single night to get better. You just make tiny, tiny steps. And those tiny, tiny steps are what let MrBeast blow up. It's not because he went viral just once. It's because he improved every single video and every upload. And each time, that small 1% improvement added up. His thumbnails got better, his pacing got tighter, his storytelling got stronger, and the results started to stack. The thing is that most people think they need instant success. They need a viral hit right now. They need to get a $100,000 salary right out of college. But that's a trap that we put ourselves in. The real growth comes when you stop worrying about instant results, and when you start focusing on refining your craft. Just 1% better today than I was yesterday. I can tell you from experience, when I started making YouTube videos in 7th grade, I was terrible. I didn't know how to edit. I was editing on Windows Movie Maker. But each video taught me something new. Eventually my skills were improving and compounding, and one day everything clicked. Back in February 2020, I started a YouTube channel, and after 9 months of uploading, I had 92 subscribers. 9 months. I probably put in 300, 400, 500 hours minimum over those months, all for 92 subscribers. And I started to lose motivation. I thought I wasn't gonna get any views anytime soon, but I took every video as a chance to learn. I learned better audio, cleaner edits, and smoother pacing. And then eventually, my overnight success was that I went from 92 subscribers to almost 4,000. It took me 9 months to get to 92, and then 1 month to get to 4,000. And that's because after a year of improving 1% every day, I much better understood how to make a video that people actually watch. And the same goes for MrBeast. He's a global name, and he put in the hours to make that. It was his consistent effort to get just a little bit better every day that turned him into the force that we all know of today. So don't think that success is just a random event. It's almost always the result of years of compounding growth. So now that we see how MrBeast's obsession with improvement is what made him unstoppable, here's the million-dollar question. How do we apply this to our own lives outside of YouTube? Whether you're creating content or studying for school or trying to get better at a hobby, this works for everything. Step 1, as we've been over, is to focus on small incremental improvements. You're not going to master everything in one go. If you're making videos, ask yourself, how can I make this better than the last one? It could be as small as improving your thumbnail, tightening up the intro, or making your edits a bit smoother. These small changes will stack over time. Step 2, which is very important, is to embrace the grind. As we now know, success doesn't happen overnight. You need to be consistent and learn from your mistakes and always be willing to improve. If you're starting from scratch with no skills, you're not gonna blow up in a month, and maybe not even in a year. Or if you're entering a new field in your job, you're not gonna be promoted into the executive suite in the first year. But if you focus on getting 1% better every day at whatever you want to, you'll end the year with massive growth, and that is a cold, hard fact. Step 3 is don't be afraid to fail. Failing is another way to learn, as I said before. Each mistake is a lesson you can apply to your next try. But again, if you fail and you don't learn from your failures, then you're literally just failing for the love of the game. People who accomplished their goals became unstoppable because they never stopped improving. And if there's one thing that I hope you remember, it's that MrBeast didn't blow up because he was consistent. He blew up because he improved. And that consistency without improvement is insanity. And consistent tweaks are how you become unstoppable. You don't need talent to win. Hard work very, very, very often beats talent. What you need is to be obsessed with getting just 1% better every day. A huge thing that a lot of us have is ambition, but a lot of us are also ambitious and lazy. So if you want to see how you can fix that, then you can watch my last video right here.